Bitcoin, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, I just want to give a quick update. If we refer to our analysis when the price was within this move, we mentioned we put our trend line here. We mentioned if you want to look for trade, we can look for the breakout of this with the sharp move, but this is what we get. That's mean there was no trade setup. Now we want to see what's the next and how we can trade it, because even point on what we have here. Okay, now in this case, we move to higher time frame. We start with the daily chart. First of all, as we can see based on daily chart, the price broke the previous top, but now we see the divergence here. This is where first thing we have been looking for. We mentioned if you want to look for buy, we should be quite careful, because we mentioned if there is a continuation, the next target we're looking for is 73. But we will get the correction within this for continuation. Okay. Now the thing is, based on forward chart, even if as we can see, when the price broke the top, this previous top, all right, if we compare these two to each other, one of the indicators give us a divergence, but the MACD doesn't. Okay, now we want to see how we can trade it. Okay, if I remove everything, as we can see, now we get this correction. We want to see how we can trade. I mean, if you can look for buy. Okay, by the way, we mentioned if we get any buy with a small correction, we consider it as short term. Okay, in this case, we remove this, and as we can see, the price broke the top, and now we want to see maybe we extend this one to here, a bit. Whether we put there or here, it doesn't matter. Okay, and now we, in this case, we based on forward chart, we don't have anything. The only thing is whether this one can continue and take this one or not. Okay, the trend line, what I mean. In this case, if we move to forward chart, all right. One things I need, sorry, 1 hour chart. One things I need to put here, I forget. All right. If you put our line here at the top, and if you move to 1 hour chart, as we can see, okay, after the price drop almost near to the this line, which is almost at the top, then the price reverse. Now the thing is whether this is a correction to break this one and take this trend line or not. This is the only things we need to know, because if there is a continuation made, the price even can break this trend line. This is what we need to bear in mind. All right, if you want to look for trade right now, the best things is if this one turn to a correction in relative to this to give us one more drop and the price come to this trend line, then any reversal from there we can look for, I mean, we can from there we can look for buy, because then we can get the buy setup. Right now we don't have any buy setup, because if you want to look for buy, what we expect the sharp move with the flag, but whether we can get any trade setup within this range or not, because at that time we can, the only option is to have entry above the top. And right now, if you want to put our trend line, I don't think, even if you put this way, the similar to what we have put lastly, we see the price broke, but there was no trade setup. And the only times you can adjust this one to above this top when the price broke this low. Okay, that's why we don't need to put our trend line since we know it's indicative. Now we want to see how we can trade it. And now, as I mentioned, we expecting this one to be a correction to give us one more drop. All right, this is what we're looking for. If this one give us one more drop, at least to break this low, and with the continuation to this trend line, any reversal from there we can look for buy. Rather than that, if the price continue from here, if you want to look for buy, one of the option is to have entry above the top, above here, or we look for the sharp move with the flag with the breakout of this top, then from there we look for buy. Okay, that's why if this one give us one more drop, it can give us better opportunity to look for buy rather than reverse from here. And even we mentioned, if we get any buy setup with a small correction when the price was here, we consider as a short-term buy. As long as the price move into the profit, we start to manage, because as we can see, every time the price broke the previous top, it start to correct easily. Price can break the top and this one start to correct. That's why if this one turns to a deeper correction, it can give us better opportunity rather than any of this move. Okay, anyway, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is right now we're looking at this, whether we can give one more drop or not. And even we mentioned if we didn't get one more drop, there is a reversal, how we can look for trade. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup right now. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.